Welcome to Body Moves for Life. This is John Archer, your host, looking to talk today about moving our knees. Now, our knees are so important because we walk on our legs every day, and when they are stiff and tight, nothing feels good about getting around the house, doing our job, anything. So moving our knees is so important. So many people these days having knee surgeries, knee replacement. It's just, something extremely important at this point in life to think about regarding the years to come. Now, I want to talk about basically what I do in the mornings. When I get out of bed, I try to really loosen up my knees, and I simply get down on my knees and I sit on my heels. This really stretches all across the front of the knees, and pulling gently on the tendons and ligaments and muscles in the knee area. And I'll sit here for just a minute and just loosen up and kind of relax my legs. If I don't and I start doing leg exercises, I can feel that my knees are maybe going to be a little bit sore, but if I loosen them up, they don't bother me at all. Now, for everybody, this position here is not going to be comfortable if you're not used to sitting like this, or you might be able to sit here 5 or 10 seconds and then that's too much. But what I would like to recommend maybe is just sitting in this manner like this and slowly lowering, supporting with your hands or something to a point where it's tight but not painful. And if you'll just kind of hold this position, it will really stretch across those knees and help loosen them up. Now, another thing I'll do to loosen up my knees is I'll simply put my hands above my knees, not on the knees where I'm kind of limiting their movement, but above, and I'll begin to do circles. And you can do like maybe 10 in each direction, and then the other direction, and then maybe go back and do 10 more depending on how stiff and tight your knees are. But this will really begin to loosen them up, especially after sitting on them in this fashion. Now, besides simply sitting on them and turning your knees like we just did, I want to talk about basically exercising our legs to strengthen our knees. And so if you have weak leg muscles, you're going to have weak tendons, weak ligaments, and the muscles connecting the knees are not going to be strong and supportive, and your knees are going to be weak. So we're going to work our legs a little bit today, and the leg exercise is going to be kind of like a cheating squat, which is basically easier, and it looks something like this. So we're basically going to stand here, put our hands down to the floor for support, and then we're going to squat to what's comfortable. Now, this is comfortable for me to go completely down, and I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to come back up, and I'll go down like this and back up. There's no need to go fast, just simply going through your full range of motion, whatever you can comfortably do. Now, in this squat here, notice that my heels are up, and I've really thought about this. There's a little rhythm that I'll do with my heels, because when I do my squats, I also work my calves by doing toe raises. And so when I go to here, I'll also come up and do an extra little stretch here. That's not necessarily part of the drill today, but it's just a habit that I do, and maybe something you can think about when you do your squats. But what happens with the heel is, notice it's up now, and when I get part the way up, they go down. And then when I get high and I do my toe raise, they go up. So from the toe raise, they're up, they go down, and then once I squat, they naturally go back up. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to mostly focus on the squat, so we won't really work on doing the toe raise part. I'm just going to go here and back down. And I typically try to do about 25 in the morning and 25 at night. And it really keeps my leg muscles in tone. It keeps my knees fairly strong, comfortable, stretched and loose in the sense that they don't get stiff and sore so much by doing this basically twice a day. And then if I'm tight during the day, sometimes I'll even do some in the middle of the day as well if I notice that my knees are tight. But this squat here is strengthening my legs, but also strengthening my knees. And the whole point of this exercise is to keep our knees in shape, which will be done by actually working the legs, but doing those warm-up exercises as well. Now, I am very pleased that doing this as the years go by, my knees used to get a little bit more stiff and a little bit more sore quickly, and they don't as much now. Especially if I'm going to be doing something, even jogging or running, I'll be sure to do these warm-ups and get my knees nice and warm, and then when I do whatever I do, they don't really bother me. And so I would encourage you to think about this, especially don't think about it just for today. Think about it for 10 and 20 years down the road. Again, this is Body Moves for Life, and I want you to think about where you're going to be 10, 20, and 30, and 40 years from now, and how much you've taken care of your body. So these are a few thoughts on simply warming up and doing some exercise to keep the knees strong. John Archer, Body Moves for Life. Please leave your comments in the section below. Be sure to subscribe. I'd love to have you on the list to continue to receive my videos as often as you can, as I look for creative ways to move the body and take care of my body, and encourage you to do the same for life. Thanks for joining Body Moves for Life. John Archer. Take care.